Hey, can we? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me stop. Yeah. Okay. We're waiting for some intrepid heroes to get in here. Let me check to make sure is my music on? Turn my music up. Turn it up. Turn it up. Output device. Okay, that's. Huh? Huh? Wait. Hold her. Oh wait, no. Yes. There you go. Yeah. Shit. Big ups. We in here. We are indeed in here. I just to make sure everything is running like it's supposed to be running. No biggie. Box tops for education. Alrighty, boys. Yo, we got a hydrate from. He came over here, hit a hydrate on that ass. So we gonna hydrate on that ass. You know what it is. Gonna hit you with some water. Through the straw. Good evening. Lovely assistant, can we get a volume check? She's not gonna check the volume. Okay, let me pause that. We're going to welcome people. Welcome. I don't know why it's doing this. I don't know what this is. I don't know. Like, it's fine until the face tracking kicks back in, and then holy fucking shit. That looks a lot better. Oh. That looks a lot better. Maybe, perhaps. Alright. This is the Fighting Fridays pre-stream for the evening of November the 21st, 2025. Oh boy. No, for real, I'm pooped. I'm shot. I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. And it doesn't help that Thanksgiving is not too far away. I do a fair bit of cooking. Lovely assistant does a fair bit of cooking. American Thanksgiving. I mean, most cultures in the late autumn have a harvest festival. In the mid to late autumn, heading into the winter, they have what are called harvest festivals, abundance festivals, to celebrate, to do like a retrospective celebration of how good harvest has been. And that's where the kind of cultural feast that would spawn the Thanksgiving dinner would come from. Thanksgiving is also like a national holiday that can be declared multiple times, or at least it used to be. There's the traditional Thanksgiving, but there can also be national days of Thanksgiving whenever the country's doing really good. One year there was like 6, and I think after that there was like, alright, let's calm down on announcing national days of Thanksgiving. Let's cool it, because it was very few people were doing this, but you were expected to do a feast every Thanksgiving. That's crazy. So back in the day when they would announce multiple, day off from work, day off from school, you have enough time to run and prep that, and it's like that's wild. This year, lovely assistant, I typically make dinner. I make a feast, and then lovely assistant basically makes a feast for a more traditional Thanksgiving party held downstairs. She helps with that, or is in charge of that, while I make a more private feast for us. and we cross-populate. I'll do a fish. I'll make a giant side of what I've been doing for the past 2-3 years. No. For the past year, going on 2 years. It's just I'll get a giant side of salmon because they're not that expensive. They're $17. I will always. One thing is I will always splurge on some kind of unique ingredient or food item. I don't believe in. I think that's one of my economic vices. You know, I'm not gonna. Not clothes, not microtransactions in video games, not fan art, although not like commissioning quote unquote official fan art, whatever. But nah. Although it used to be though. I'll get a side of salmon and I'll do some pesto salmon. It's really good. Especially this year, the lovely assistant can't have nuts, but she did fine, and it's hard because most traditional pesto no one's making pesto traditionally. And subbing out the tree nuts for sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds, or just not having nuts at all, not having nuts or seeds in their pesto at all, with an otherwise traditional recipe, except for Costco and Classico. So we typically keep the Kirkwood brand or Jar Classico in the house, and it's gonna be really nice. I do the pesto salmon. I'll cook a chicken. I think this year I want to spatchcock and or dry brine. The funny thing is that I more or less forget every year, and for some reason I think because I forget how to do it just about every year, you know, I don't really have enough practice because I only get to do this twice a year. Because I'm forgetting just about every year, there is a problem. And it's slowly becoming harder to do. So, it is what it is. But we'll do that. I'll cook it on a bed of mirepoix, which is assorted vegetables. Either halved or quartered onions, yellow or Vidalia. Although I don't mind red. Red works. But Vidalia, if you're gonna go with a whiter onion, don't actually get a white onion. Grab a yellow onion. Make sure it's specifically a Vidalia. What else? Some potatoes. Might even grab a sweet potato and use a sweet potato or two this year. Kind of wanna use apples too this year. I kind of want to use apples. I kind of also want to use apples and oranges, but I don't know how that's gonna turn out. So maybe I'll save that for Christmas. I'm gonna get your nice plate of mixed vegetables. Some celery, baby carrots, roasted, literally roasted. Elevate your bird slightly, whether you put it on a rack and have the mirepoix under it and around it, or rather you just have it on the vegetables. You want to make sure it's propped up slightly, and because you dry brined it, you're gonna go back and dry brine it. You dry brined it, you're gonna go back, rinse it off, get all that crusted salt and seasonings off. After you're done, you're gonna take your wet bird and season it how you normally would. Across the skin, butter under the skin. Get your flavor injection kit out, make your injection. A few seasonings, lemon juice, orange juice, brown sugar and butter. Not too much salt. You're really gonna focus on, because there's salt everywhere, there's still residual salt in the skin, under the skin. No matter how well you cleaned it out, there's gonna be some residual salt and residual salty taste from your dry brine. That is expected, and it's partially why you did it. You did it so that combined with the flavor injection and the spatchcock, it will cook quickly and be incredibly juicy. It'll be so juicy, so soft and tender, you'll think you did something wrong and undercooked it. Really, truly soft, buttery chicken ceases to taste like chicken, or ceases to taste like properly done chicken after a bit. It's scary. And you'll be like, well, it's white. Why is it super duper soft and buttery and smooth? And it's like, no, that's just That's just what hyper tender meat tastes like, bro. That's just what it tastes like. You know? I can't wait. It's gonna be great. I'm looking for like a third thing to make, but I'm looking for a third thing to make. And it's good because, you know, with everything going on, with massive inflation, with massive shrinkflation, with even with and with massive inflation and shrinkflation at the grocery store, with buying power decreased, and with the government trying to completely destroy the food stamp program, even though, once again, we've seen that the kind of people who vote for people who would get rid of that are actually the main, are actually per capita, the most people not only on that program, on the beneficiary list, but also the highest concentration of people getting caught for general beneficiary fraud. So, you know, just in case you know that we're living in the upside down, that we probably all died. Well, I knew 2020 and 2021 were personally great. Like, they were personally great years. Personally, while the world burned down and there was massive loss of life and the world threatened to end, there were a whole lot of people actually being able and emboldened to live their best life, and it was kind of cool. But that's neither here nor there. They want we should still be in some sort of partial lockdown because COVID didn't go away. It got worse. It became endemic. But once it became endemic, it's kind of collectively people threw their hands up and said, "Hey, well, people are just still catching it and dying." People are still catching it and developing long COVID and then becoming permanently mentally, emotionally compromised and having their cognitive ability, their intellectual abilities hampered permanently. You catch it, there's a 50-50 chance. You catch it and there's a 50-50 chance that around 70 or 80, your lungs are just going to, you're gonna become far more susceptible to like bronchial infections and other lung diseases and lung deterioration. Far more vulnerable than you already would have been, which would have been a lot at that age if you get to reach that age. There's just a lot going on. But the world's burning down outside, so it's much more of a reason for you to do what you can around the Winter Harvest Festival. Do what you can, and help, and you know, don't be afraid to help others out. If you see that there's someone going without, step in and help them. That's just what we have to do. We can only depend on each other. We are being let down on all fronts by our leaders. We should demand that our leaders do better. Our leaders at every level do better, but we also have to be prepared to not only get new leaders, but also do what we can on a very personal level to help. So it is what it is. I'm hoping that it's a quick one. Fighting Fridays. We're doing some TMNT tournament fighters, and we're going to be playing Kizuna Encounter. This is the first time I've played either of these games, that is worth mentioning. In fact, this is a good time to head over to the weekly schedule so we can talk a bit more about it. I think that'd be really cool if we did that. All right. This is the schedule for Scrub Streams. Scrub Streams, the main function of the Rider Kid Production Twitch channel. We're on YouTube. On YouTube, we have LPs. We do Let's Play. We do edited Let's Play versions of games we stream. There are sometimes YouTube exclusive Let's Plays that are not made from VODs. We also do, I'm trying to think, I'm blanking out. There are also short form and long form edited videos. So please check that out if you fucks with it. No biggie. But this is the week on RKP. We played Nightmare Before Christmas and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. We are going to be playing those every week or every other week until we either beat them or Christmas happens. The week before Christmas, these games will go on hiatus for the year. Pokemon is not coming back from hiatus until next spring, maybe. Meaning, from January till sometime in May or June, we'll need a new game to play. Or we'll need several new games to play. The first LP, the first ongoing LP of next year will probably be Dispatch. Dispatch Season 1. They might make more seasons. They want to do a sequel. They either want to do a sequel that would be considered Season 2, or they just want to release Season 2 DLC. I would like if either of those happened. That's probably what we'll be doing. Next year, I would like to play Arkham City and Yakuza Kiwami. The best time to do those, the absolute best time to do those would be in the beginning of the year, before or right after Dispatch. In fact, it might be good to host another weekly stream, another non-themed stream during the week, just to play some Dispatch, possibly a Wednesday or Thursday stream, just to play Dispatch. But I don't want to rush through it because every episode is about 45 minutes to an hour, right? So I don't want to rush it. I want to take my time, have some fun, all that other jazz. Just giving you the rundown. So that was the weekly schedule, and this more or less concludes the pre-stream. Something I want to do next year as well, something I want to really get into, is a pre-show. Having an actual pre-show segment to at least one of the 2 to 4 pre-streams we do a week. Let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in. But it would have to be something like, oh, well, we'll react to something or something, or we'll take the pre-show. We'll take the pre-show and we'll do an episode of Scrub Talks, the podcast. Got to be something like that. I mean, those pre-shows would definitely run for an hour, and I'm looking for activities we could do in roughly 20 minutes. So if you mess with that, let me know. I really do value your opinion and judgment. We'll be back in roughly 5 to 15 minutes with gameplay. It's Fighting Fridays. That's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters and Kizuna Encounter. Don't miss out. Don't duck it. Don't sleep on it. Trust me, it's gonna be fire. This is your reminder to keep it locked right here on Rider Kick Productions and watch for the signal. I will see you in a few minutes for gameplay. I will send alerts out. Gameplay will not be simul-streamed to YouTube nor TikTok. This is your reminder. You gotta come and watch it on Twitch. And if you miss the stream, you gotta wait anywhere between a few days and a week. Occasionally 2 weeks or more, but usually a couple of days to a week to see the LP version of the stream segment on the YouTube channel. Otherwise, the streams themselves, exclusive as far as gameplay or main activity. The pre-stream is free across all platforms for everybody to watch, and are the only thing simultaneous. I was supposed to play Rivals today. We could do a Rivals post show. I would not mind doing a Rivals post show as I hang out with the lovely assistant and help her get ready for bed, and then we do a Rivals post show. I'll probably still raid out early, and then be like, "Hey guys, we're raiding out. We'll be back in 20 minutes for the post show." And the post show goes for an hour or two, and we just let it rock like that. How y'all feel? Yeah, I think we can do that. We'll be back in a few for gameplay. Coming out.